Hi everyone. There's no one watching this live, so it might be a bit short. Sorry about that. Today we're going to look at geometry and some area, volume, so on and so forth. So perimeter, easiest one. So if we have a square and one side has a perimeter of, one side is 5 kilometers. What would the total perimeter be? It's only about 20 seconds. So, well, there's 4 sides and they're all equal. So we have 20 kilometers. So we grab a piece of tissue paper. So the other shape that you look at for these is called the parallelogram. The sides on the same set are parallel. So obviously mine's not going to be. So 4 and 20. So what would the area of that be? So again, I'm going to give you a little bit of time. We're going to get through this quite quickly because there is quite a bit to get to. So 20 times 2 plus 4 times 2 is 48, right? Okay, simple enough. Let's have a look. If we know the perimeter, so the perimeter here is 26 kilometers. This side here is 10 kilometers. How do we solve for t? So I want to know the width of this parallelogram. How on earth would I do that? So I have a bit 20 seconds or so to figure that one out. So we know the perimeter is 26 kilometers. These two sides add up to 20 kilometers minus 6. We know there's 2, so we divide 6 by 2, and that gives us 3 kilometers. Then another shape, I can't even remember what this shape is called. It's a rhombus. So 17 and 1 meter. Again, 20 seconds. What's the perimeter of this here? So again, fairly simple. You add 1, 2, gives us 3 plus 34. So it'll be 37 meters, centimeters, whatever you want to call it. All right, there's another shape we can look at. Again, you'll see my beautiful drawing skills. Pretend that I can draw, and W are the same length. This side here is 5 millimeters. This side here is 13 millimeters. And the perimeter what are these two sides here? So again, assume they are equal. I just can't draw. So again, we do the same thing. We have 30 millimeters, we minus 5 millimeters, we minus 13, should give us 12 millimeters. There's 2 of W, so 6 millimeters is the answer. So do one more. Let me find a decent question that's a bit hard. Example. All right, now I'm not going to give you any of the sides. So we have square. I want to know what these 4 sides are. The perimeter is 68 meters. So I'm going to give everyone 1 minute to figure that one out. So fairly straightforward. There's 4 sides of equal length. So we divide 68 by 4, which should give us 17 meters. All right, so that's perimeter. I'm not going to spend any more time on perimeter because it's fairly basic. So area of a square or a rectangle is the length times the width. So assume this is a rectangle, even though I drew it as a square. If this was 7 meters and 5 meters, what would be the total interior diameter or in total interior area of that? Easy. 7 times 5, 35 meters square. And now I'm going to do what I did before with the horrible questions where I'm going to leave out a value and you guys are going to figure it out. So if we have an area of 70 kilometers squared, this edge is 10 kilometers. We don't know this edge. What is the value of S? I'm going to give a minute to go through that. So again, we know that area equals length times width. So 10 divided by 70, or if we want to find out the area, we divide the area by the length, gives us the width. So 70 divided by 10 equals 7. All right, let's do one more bit of area here. We've got square, pretend all sides are equal. 10 meters on one side. What's the square meter? How many square meters? It would just be 10 by 10 or 100 square meters. Let's do one more missing side. And move on. So we have a rectangle. Five meters. The perimeter or the area is 40 meters squared. What's the missing side? All right, so that would simply be, again, we divide 40 by 5, which would give us 8. All right, let's look at surface area. And you're going to laugh at my super sweet drawings. Okay. It's not too bad. Kind of looks like a rectangular prism. And give everyone 2 minutes to have a think and see what they would do here. All right. So when you're looking at this here, you're actually looking at 3 rectangles or 3 faces along here, and along here. So we have 5 times 3 on one side and 5 times 3 on the other side of one of those faces. So this one here, we have 5 by 3 along here, or I guess 3 by 5 if you're using the proper way. Then we have 5 by 5. So there's always 4 sides to a rectangle. I guess that's a square more than a rectangle. So this tells us the surface area. So 15. That would give us 30 plus 30 plus 50. And that is how much of this prism, how much area is exposed on these faces. So that will give us 110 square centimeters. So we're going to do another one, and I'll let you guys do that. When you're looking at a prism, you've got 4 faces. Sorry, 3 faces on a rectangular prism. Okay. Again, I'm going to try and draw something slightly resembles. That's supposed to be a cube. It's definitely not. Four meters, 4 meters, 4 meters. So with a cube, to give you a hint, you're looking at 6 identical faces. That should give away some of the answer, or how to get to the answer. So the area is the side times side, or length times width. So we have 4 times 4, so that's 16. And then we have 6 of those faces, so which will give us 96. So a cube has 6 faces, and it's the side times the side. Let's do one more of these. It's a bit tricky. So if we have and that's 3D, 1 meter, 4 meters, and 4 meters. So how would I calculate that? Give everyone 1 minute. Okay. How do we do this? I normally wait for someone to put down here. So 3, remember this is a rectangular prism, so we have 3 pairs of faces. So 4 times 4, and you have 3 identical pairs. 4 times 1. So anyone want to, oh, there's not, sorry. So 16 plus effectively 16 gives us a surface area of 48. Okay. Let's look at volume now instead. So volume is typically meters cubed or meters cubed, something to the power of 3. So if we have this guy here, and it's not that complicated. Apparently neither is drawing, but I can't do it. So this is a cube, by the way. So we have 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters deep. So volume is just length times width times height. Or here, 2 times 2 times 2. Or 8. And as always, make sure you have the units. 8 millimeters cubed, that's the volume. Or meters cubed. So here we have that's terrible. What's the total volume here?
Come on, Switch.
Quite simple. 4 times 7 times 6 should be 28, 120, 168 millimeters. All right. The one that gets most people is the circle. So in the circle we have the circumference, which is, we have the radius, so circumference is around the edge, all the way around. The diameter is from one end to the other, and the radius is halfway to the, I mean, that's supposed to be the middle. That's terrible. Pretend that's in the middle. So to calculate the circumference, so calculate the circumference, we need to so that is pi, or 3.142, 3.14 times diameter. So if I have a circle with a diameter of 10 centimeters, what is the circumference? 30 seconds to calculate that. So we have so we know the circumference is pi times diameter. So we 3.14 times 10, or 31.42 centimeters. Okay, so what if I had a circle? Knowing what I've just said and what I've just drawn, I had a radius of 3 meters. What is the circumference? So think logic. So the formula for circumference is 2 pi r, or 2 times pi times the radius squared. So if we have radius of 3 meters, we would have 3.142, which is pi, times 6, because this is, which would give us 18.84. I think we're going to finish with a extension question. Normally these will go longer, but this one, yeah, bounce off of, so it'll be a bit shorter than normal. So it'll be around 35 minutes. Okay, so extension question. The diameter is 4.3 meters. What is the circumference? I'll give everyone 2 minutes to have a think. Have a go at it if you want to. All right. Anyone have any ideas? So we know that the diameter is 4.3 meters. We know that the circumference is equal to pi d. So we could then times 4.3. Circumference is 13.51 meters. All right, I think I'll leave it there. It was shorter this time because there was no one to sort of bounce off of. I will see you guys next week. This is my new office. Have a fantastic week.